Hey there, it's Ben from Pattern Profits bringing you the weekend update and weekly watch list for the week of August 22nd. But first, going to take a look at the IWO. Small cap growth came up, tagged that anchored VWAP from off of the November high, acted as resistance, rolled back over, didn't quite get to tag the 200-day moving average just above. But now back below the 10 portion of 1020 cloud, a little bit lower. You have the 20-day moving average year-to-date anchored VWAP. Also have this ascending trend line just a little bit lower. Confluence there too with these prior lows, 231 to 233 level. So this area makes sense to see if buyers step back in and get some support there. Again, that's IWO. Gonna take a look right into our watch list, CLH Clean Harbors. This double bottom pattern, you see I had the double bottom pivot at 134 highlighted, and we reviewed that in the past, but you gap through there. Wasn't really a good opportunity to get involved here, but a nice run since 118.89, that prior high, but the double bottom pivot there at 115, and now you're kind of flagging just above that level. Anchored VWAP right there from off the recent high. There's your descending trend line. Maybe this goes sideways a couple more days, allow 1020 cloud to get a little bit closer, and then look for that push through the descending trend line. If it does come in a little bit further, watch that 115 level for potential support. You also have an anchored VWAP just a little bit lower off of the gap. So maybe gets, especially if there's continued weakness in the general market, maybe gets back in a pinch here, and then we'll see which way it comes out. Again, that's Clean Harbors, CLH. Also going to take a look at HRT. HRT, relatively newer IPO. And let's bring this back. Your volume shelf point of control, and that's from day one of the IPO, just below, kind of flagging back into that area. You do have this descending trend line off a couple highs, 1946, the all-time high, 1895, most recently 1866. That's the most recent pivot and high there. That's where that anchored VWAP is attached to. So 1020 cloud catching up to price. Just want to see if that can push through, reclaim that anchored VWAP, maybe gets you that push through the descending trend line and back through that pivot at 1866. Then we'd be looking for new highs. Again, that's higher right holdings, HRT. Going to also take a look at DTM in oil and gas transports. This one setting up kind of a deep base here, but has had a really nice run. Moving sideways just below that 58.22 pivot. Price action tightening up there, 1020 cloud just below. Want to see a push through that little descending trend line. Stay above that anchored VWAP from off of the most recent high. You push up and through there. Got a good shot at new highs, 59.04 and 59.36. Those levels to be aware of above. This does take on kind of a double bottom look to it, but really deep here on the right side. But this little pattern is what's got me interested. If we can push up through there, and then 58.22, again a strong group. That's DT midstream, DTM oil and gas transport. Sticking with that oil and gas theme, EQNR, we highlighted this one in the past. Little consolidation setting up here. Kind of has a VCP look to it now with these multiple little cups, and now needs to push through. Tried to go on Friday but couldn't hold. 38.70 still that cheap pivot I'm watching. It had a high of 38.74 on Friday, but wasn't able to push through there. 39.15 that prior high too. So if you push through that 38.70 level, want to take out that 39.15 level rather quickly and get into new highs. I do like how 1020 cloud as well as anchor VWAP from off that most recent high just below, so can bench that tight, but only on strength. Again, that's EQNR. Same group, going to take a look at CRC. This one did catch coming through the pivot at 45.73. Has had a nice run here. You've got an inside day there on Friday, 49.37. That's the high on Friday. Up and over 49.37 will come out to the upside. Then want to see it take out 50.21, 50.44 if this does move out of there early next week. This could also move sideways a few more days, kind of set up as a flag, and then push up and out. So anchored VWAP attached there could also come in very handy here on a reclaim if that inside day doesn't come out on Monday to the upside. So again, that CRC setting up well. Keep that one on the radar. Same group, CTRA. This one a little bit different pattern. We saw a lot of the energy names come through this little cup consolidation. 3076 is that cheat pivot there. If we can get a push through 3076 on good volume, maybe a run back towards those prior highs. That high is 36.55. We did again try to push through that pivot on Friday. Got a high of 30.82 early, but faded late. Wasn't able to stick and push through there. Again, 1020 cloud, 5065 cloud just below there too. So another one that maybe goes sideways a few more days. Allow that 1020 cloud to catch up a little bit closer to price and then push through. It could be benched very tightly and trailed with that 1020 cloud. Also going to take a look at, that was CTRA. Also going to take a look at TH. This another one, Target Hospitality, flagging up high. Let me zoom in a little bit here. 1486 was that high. Anchored VWAP attached there. You reclaim that, but didn't really go. Like to see that really push through and into new highs. When you get this descending trend line taken out, you ended up with an inside day there on Friday. 1447 gets that inside day out to the upside. Still think there's potential here, but want to see that inside day come out to the upside and then take out 1486, move into new highs. I do like this shakeout here where he came below 1020 cloud, shook out, and then a nice recovery, has been moving higher since. Huge volume back here within the flag. That volume eased as it consolidated. So looks like it wants to go. Don't forget Friday, quite a weak tape, and this acted well. So just have to see if it can push through, can bench it very tightly there against anchored VWAP as well as 1020 cloud. That's Target Hospitality, TH. A lot of flags. And here's another one, VRNA, biotech. And this one didn't close very well on that big gap day, big volume there. But this consolidation looks very healthy. Lighter volume on that consolidation and just needs a push through that descending trend line now. You've moved sideways several days. All of this action too comes within this big bar as well as this one. So just need to push up and through that trend line now. Needs to stay above anchored VWAP, obviously. And maybe it goes sideways another day or two. 1020 cloud could get a little bit closer there and then push up and out. The high there, 1469. If we do come out of this pattern, want to make sure you take out that high of 1469. Again, that's VRNA. Staying with that biotech theme, RPRX. Not a bad move as it came through that pivot. 4360 was a cheat pivot. Made some progress, but still hasn't taken out the high. 4475 was that level we were looking at. In a really nice run back here on big volume. Then came in, consolidated a bit, and then another nice run. And now just looking for that big breakout into new highs. 4475, the standard pivot there. Really, really strong group. So want to see if that one can push through. Also, same group, SRPT. Another one flagging up high. Inside day comes out 109.11. You're into 1020 cloud there. So just need to see that push up and through. Take out that trend line. Back above anchored VWAP. That's what would happen if we take out that 109.11 there on the inside day to the upside. Just want to make sure it takes out the high. 113.60 is that high there, but nice little base here. Very nice move through there, flagging into 1020 cloud. Volume easing as it does. Big volume on the way up. So just looking for the more traditional flag breakout there. CAH, another one that had a really nice move, came out of this little base 64.53 was that prior high, pushed through there really nicely, and now flagging. Again, one that maybe a couple more days sideways would help allow 1020 cloud to catch up a little bit closer, but worth keeping on the radar when you see this big volume coming in. And that volume really eased up middle of last week, and then Friday was a pretty good day considering how weak the market was, but wasn't able to push above anchored VWAP from off of the high. So still want to see it push up and out. Again, that's Cardinal Health, CAH. ACHC, another one watching. Cup with handle pattern here, came through that 76 standard pivot, now moving sideways, more of like a pennant formation here, and anchored VWAP from off of the high. You're back above there, consolidating. Tried to go on Friday, general market weakness brought it back in. Got that descending trend line there that I tried to take out late last week, wasn't able to push through. Want to see that get taken out, so it's got to move through that trend line now and then take out the high. That was 83.63. So if you can push through that trend line, take out the higher into new highs, should be in good shape. ACHC. Also, GFS. This one going to be highly dependent on how tech acts, and specifically how semiconductors act. 61.88 was the double bottom pivot. Came through there on good volume, now easing back in, and that volume really, really light compared to these candles on the way up. So now you need to see if it can first reclaim that 61.88 level, then get back above anchored VWAP from off of the most recent high. If you can do that, then you just need to push through that trend line, take out that most recent high. That comes in at 65.96. So again, just kind of a traditional flag look to it, looking for it to push through. Keep in mind, prior high on this side is 79.49. That could be a first initial target at 79.49. Looking left to give us some guidance on the right. One more to take a look at. Same group, ACLS, cup with handle pattern. Putting in that handle now, you got an inside day on Friday, 74.33. Inside day comes out to the upside. Love to see it take out this little descending trend line. Then we can start thinking about taking out that standard pivot above at 79.83. Wouldn't mind at all if it takes that out on big volume, or even has a strong session to where it can get through that descending trend line and start pushing up near that 79.83 pivot all in one shot. Keep an eye on 83.73 if you push through there, because you do have that prior high on the left side, 83.73. Makes sense to me, though, if we can get a push through this descending trend line and then take out that 79.83 level, especially if it comes on big volume, which we've seen some hints at big volume coming in. Should be able to take out that high at 83.70. Again, this is ACLS. Also going to be highly dependent on how tech and semiconductors act. That's all I have into the week ahead. Hope you have a great trading week, and I will see you over on FinTwit.